So I think without much further ado, teacher
Yes,
Smita is going to exit and a
exit.
very stern looking interviewer is going to be in his place. Okay? All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Okay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we start.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Akshay. It's good to have you with us here for this interview.
Yes, and thank you so much, ma'am, for having me here and for giving me such a precious time.
Why don't we start with you telling us something about yourself?
My name is Akshay Shampote. I'm 26-year-old. I'm born and brought up in Pune. I completed my SSC and HSC from KV India. I'm last year doing BA specialization in economics at MIT College. Uh, MIT College. I have 2 years of experience in National Defense Academy as contractor government clerk. After that, leaving the organization, I joined a company named One Card. Where I was for around 1 year as a death recovery agent. And my hobbies are like to play football, cricket, watching NBA matches, watching F1 racing, sometimes going for cycling and listening to music. And my other achievements are like I have a certification in MSCIT in typing, and I have a REI issues certificate which is DRA. Yeah, that's all.
All right, yes, so that's nice to know. Could you tell us something about your strengths? What do you consider your strengths?
My strength is I'm a quick learner. I'm very honest with my work. I'm hardworking, and I'm very flexible, and I work in under pressure.
Right, that's nice to know. Would you consider a few things that you have as, do you have any weaknesses?
Yeah, I have many some of weaknesses. I'm working on it right now nowadays. So the first my weaknesses is I'm shy. I'm introvert. I cannot say no to anyone, and sometimes I overthink a lot. And sometimes I'm like not organized that much like the many people are.
All right. Do you think that being a shy person would hinder you from working in a team?
No, I don't think so because in last company where I was working, the starting 1 week or 2 weeks, like I was a little bit shy, but after I get comfortable with all the colleagues, so I don't feel shy to working over there.
All right. What do you know about us, Akshay?
Yeah, I know. I heard about your company from my colleagues also and my seniors also where I was working last time. Uh, this company is very reputed company, and they also tell me like if you work in this organization, so the growth is really good in this organization, and you are a very employee friendly company, and you provide meals also 3 times meals also to the employees and all, and the nature of your office is like very friendly. It's not like very strict also, and seniors is also like kind of helpful.
Right. So let's come to why we should hire you. What do you feel? Why should we hire you?
You should hire me because as I know like you are hiring for customer support and all, so the I know how to communicate with customer and how to negotiate with customer, and that is my plus point. So if you're gonna hire me, so I'm gonna work hard and uh, give my best to the company.
Right. How about seeing yourself into in the future? How do you see yourself, say, 5 years from now?
If I'm gonna stick with this company, then after 5 years, I'm seeing myself in a better position. Like there will be like TL or something else better than TL.
Right. Do you have any salary expectations from us?
Mm, no, I don't. But just I want a little bit like 20 to 30% hike on my on my previous salary.
And that being?
That be like around like I want a package around like 3.5 to 3.8.
I see. Is this a negotiable figure?
Yeah, it is negotiable for me. Like, yeah, if it is possible for you.
All right. Okay. Um, as you're a fresher, we were just keen to know, have you applied for similar positions in other companies too?
No, I'm not a fresher, so I did not apply in any other companies nowadays.
All right. So we are the only company you've applied for?
Yeah, you're the only company I apply for.
All right. I think we've covered most of the important points. So it was nice having you at this interview. Actually, we will get back to you uh, regarding this.
So thank you so much for taking my interview. Have a good day.
Right. You too. Okay. Yes, done. Yes, actually, you spoke very well. You covered all the points, right? But I noticed that every time I was writing, you were fumbling a little because you were saying, "Oh, ma'am is writing something."
Yeah,
Like I've made some mistake and ma'am is noting it. All right. Now remember, Akshay, this is going to happen even at the interview, not because of English, because they're taking down whatever they want to say about the candidate. All right. So don't let that affect you.
sure,
All right, because even at the interview there will be times when the person is not making eye contact, they're writing something. So in your mind, if you're like, what did I say, what are they writing, all right, then you will fumble with your answer. Don't let that affect you. Go ahead with your answer, right? Second point was regarding rate of speech. Don't rush. All right, I found that you're a little fast, little on the faster side, so go a little slow, take your time to answer. All right, it shouldn't come across as I have learnt these answers by heart. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah.
shouldn't give the people the feeling that he's learnt up all this and now he's just quickly finish it off, finish the answers, right? So take your time and okay, give me your introduction again. I am, go ahead.
My name is Akshay Shumpote. I'm
Okay, now
25.
see, your surname is a little lost. I got
Okay,
Akshay and I got the last bit Pote. But the middle, because you were just so fast,
okay,
all
I
right?
was listening.
Okay,
Okay,
so go a little slow, just a notch slower, all right? Go with that, fine? That was one point. Grammatically, a small bit again, years old. Remember?
it's
26 years old, not year old. Okay, so keep that in mind. Uh, Small bit about an introvert. I am an introvert.
an introvert.
Okay, so add an article over there. And about, very important, what did I say about gonna, wanna?
Yeah, I have to say going
Yes.
to, not
Yes,
gonna.
you must. This is very important. I think maybe even more important than, the losing out on an article or something, because that is informal English. I know why you'll learn it fast because all movies have that.
Yeah, this
All serials have that, all movies have that. So it's rare when I think we watch many business movies or movies connected to maybe stock markets or something like that. So mostly the movies that you watch would have a lot of informal language, and in that it's normal, you will hear gonna, wanna, hafta, shoulda, coulda, all right, but that's very informal. All right, so in an interview, only going to.
going to.
Okay, I am going to. Okay, I want to. Going to, gonna.
One,
Want to, wanna.
one.
All right, yeah, so don't use those. All right, so that was one big tip I wanted to give you over there. Otherwise your answers were very relevant. You covered all the important points, which was very nice. Okay, you touched upon the fact about even strengths were well covered. The facts about weaknesses. You saw how I connected it and asked you about, like, will it work? How are we going to work? So good. You remembered how to connect it. That I am working on it. It is a weakness, but it will not hinder my performance in your
Performance.
company. Okay, hobbies also you cleared well, and even about the company. I think in the company a bit you were struggling for a work regarding work culture. So you can write that down as a tip. So when you're speaking, when you say that I like your company, and I found that maybe you were struggling for that work, because this word you can use for any company. You can say that I like the work culture. What is the
Um,
work culture? The environment of the office, the general interaction of the employees, your idea of, how work should be done. Things like projects, assignments, how are they to be done? How do you go about it? So I like that. I like the work culture. All right. So that
Yeah.
can be included over there. Otherwise, yes, I think very well done. Actually, very, very well. You're hired.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes. So I just wanted to, yeah, give you feedback about this. Um, this session, this class was primarily as a mock interview only. The last session was supposed to be that, but we still have a lot of time. And if you want any other clarification on any other concepts in English, some word you've heard, some term, something regarding an interview and how do you do it or how do you say this, all right, you can please feel free to ask. I will try to clarify your doubts as much as I can.
I have to ask one thing. Like nowadays, I'm learning a vocabulary and all many words. Still, I find it little bit hard when at like conversation with anyone. Like how to use it. Like sometimes I get like little bit doubt on myself. Like is this word is suitable for this situation or not?
Yeah. So you're saying like how do I maybe how do I remember, like what's to be used where? Okay, so regarding vocabulary, I think one way to firstly just to remember the word would be, of course, have it in your notebook. But I also find it useful when it's visible. Like when we're doing our work around the house, whatever, of course, don't, I mean, your parents' space would be their space, but any space that is yours where you can put like sticky notes, you
Okay,
know
get it.
yeah, okay, so that's like, because then it's right in front of your eyes. Like right now we're at this workstation, we're working at your desk. If you have one or two, just sticky notes with a new word, regularly you keep when you see it more often, it will stay in your mind. And even
Okay.
if it doesn't, when you see it, you will ask yourself, what was this? you know you will
Yeah.
remind yourself that what was this, I don't remember. So if
Uh,
it is in front of your eyes, you tend to remember faster. Sticky notes is a very helpful way to remember and recall vocabulary, right? And as the word gets retained, you change that sticky note, change it to another one, another
another.
good one that you've learned. So that's one thing. Regarding now, in context, how will I use it? You've got a new word, so remember it, practice pronunciation in front of a mirror. You can even voice record and play back to yourself, because then you know how you sound. And we live in such a fantastic age that you can always check your pronunciation with pronunciation on Google.
Yeah, I have one
Yeah.
application recently downloaded. Like there, I'm just practicing the words and all.
Very nice. What is this for pronunciation?
Yeah, for pronunciation,
What is
the
it called?
application.
Bingo. I haven't heard it. I'll try this out too, because it's always, there's so many new things always coming up in the market. It's always good to know. Fantastic.
Yeah,
If you have something like this and if it's giving you, very accurate description of how to say it, uh, that's one way to do it. Another way is, I think, even perhaps if you just put it on, I think Google has this where you can actually talk the word,
yeah, the
you know,
translate system.
and
Yeah,
yeah, the translation thing, right? So you try saying the word, and if Google has heard you right, chances are that you're saying it right.
yeah.
Okay, so that's another way to test. Like, am I saying it correctly? You can just put it on Google itself and translator and put it on and just say the word. All right. So that's another way. Third, of course, is that you need somebody, anybody, a friend, a relative, somebody who knows little English, and use it. Okay, and use it in conversations, right? Of course you can't use every word in a conversation, because some will be, not in connection to any kind of conversation, so fine. But as much as possible, the new words that you learn, try to use them, right? Once you gain confidence, then use them even with strangers. All right.
Sure.
So my point being that unless you use it, first record it and then use it, we forget. That's the problem. With new vocabulary, if you don't use it, and particularly you must keep seeing it and remembering it.
Okay. Mm. And yeah, whenever I'm alone, like at that time, I speak in a very fluent way. But whenever I talking with someone, and also at that time, I get a little bit fumble and
Yeah, I was
Amazing.
saying that, by myself, I don't, the moment I'm with somebody, I get conscious and then I tend to fumble. And so the thing is, just get over your fear. So, how can we get over our fear? By actually facing it. Correct? Yeah. It's the only
Uh,
way to get over the fear is by actually facing it. So, you need to push yourself in a situation where you have to use English. Okay. Now, there are two ways to go about it. One is, of course, use it with people so that even if they laugh at you, it's okay. It's just my friend, no big deal. But the other way is if it's like, if it's a complete stranger, you know, and it doesn't make a difference, so it's okay. They want to find my pronunciation different, let them find it.
okay.
Okay. So you can do it either way, right? So put yourself in situations where you have to. It will be a little tough. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it isn't, okay, but main thing is, don't take any kind of criticism to heart. Do you get
Sure.
what I'm saying? See, you are a professional, right? You've already worked. You are educated, right? You are very conversant in Marathi and Hindi. Am I right? Two
Yeah.
languages? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are very conversant in this. English is an added benefit, definitely. English is a global language, definitely. But you not being too fluent in English doesn't make you a lesser person. Okay, so remind yourself about that. I tell all learners this, that remember, it is a skill, it is a very important skill to have. But even if you do get criticized about not knowing it too well, don't let that affect your own self image.
Sure.
Okay, being confident and keep practicing, right? A lot of
Sure.
this happens mostly with adult learners. We take criticism to heart, we get very upset, and we say, oh my god, now I will not be able to do it, and why did they say this, now I'm feeling so hurt. Don't do that. Look at kids, do they mind?
No. Not
Teacher
really.
said this, okay teacher said that, okay teacher. Right, it doesn't make any difference. So I think this is something we can remember. We did in one class, do we learn something from children?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most important lessons we can learn from children. They have no ego, they have no pride, they have no sense of, that I am being insulted, I am personally insulted. They have none of this when it comes to learning. And that's wonderful. Take care and all the best to you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for
Thank
your time
thank you.
teaching me.
I'm so happy that you enjoyed my
Yeah.
classes. Thanks a lot. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye